What is up, everybody? It's Sam, hooptohomes Coleman, aka the Property Brother. Welcome to the channel. Here is where I give tips and tricks on how to buy and sell real estate. I do property tours and I help real estate agents build their business. If it's your first time joining me, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and follow me on all social at hooptohomes and at Sam Coleman Jr. Thank you for liking and subscribing, man. I appreciate it. Everybody that's been rocking with me, I just wanted to say thank you personally from the bottom of my heart. And if you don't know me, I used to play professional basketball and now I sell real estate, hence Hoops to Homes. All right, everybody. So we're talking about resale versus new homes, the pros and cons. So if you're buying a resale home, it's very obvious that it's a resale. It's an existing home. It's been lived in. And some of the things that my clients in the past, when they're buying a resale home, they've had some discrepancies, some misunderstandings, and that's okay. But even when you buy a new home, there will still be some misunderstandings and some discrepancies, some imperfections. There are some commonalities that go hand in hand when it comes to buying a resale home or buying a new home. And I'm going to explain some of the things. I'm going to categorize them by resale, and then I'll get into new home. And then I'll kind of give you guys my humble opinion about what I believe everybody should do. And it basically depends on your lifestyle. So with resale homes, here are a few things that you probably should keep in mind when you're trying to make the decision whether you're going to buy a resale or a new home. With resale, one, it's existing. Somebody's lived in the home. It's been lightly lived in or really hard lived in. It's kind of like a car. You can buy a used car, and if you want the really, really nice, a few years old, but it almost seems brand new, doesn't have any smells or stenches to it, you want the person that really cares about their belongings. So this is going to be your opportunity to buy a home, walk through it, make that decision for yourself, and you can kind of tell what type of home you're going to get by the condition that it's in. Some people are really good at masking things, but the truth always comes out, especially in real estate. The market is brutally honest. If a home is next to perfect, it probably won't last long as it's priced right and it's marketed properly. And when you're buying an existing home, you have to be aware that sometimes things break down, just like a car. We can't just drive our car unlimited without putting gas in it. We need to change the oil sometimes. And just like in a home, we need to change the filters. We need to have the AC serviced. We need to, make sure all the appliances are up to date. We need to change the filters in the refrigerators. We need to clean it. There's maintenance that goes along with owning a resale home. Now, the pros to that is having somebody that's the 80, 70, 90-year-old person that takes care of it. They're not really using things a lot. That's ideal. Or maybe it's a vacation home and it's lightly used because somebody's never really there. Whatever the case may be, you have to be considerate and understanding when it comes to the fact that you're buying a home that somebody's already lived in. They've already pooped in the toilet. They've already done all these things. And I know it's awful to think about, but that's what you're doing when you're buying an existing home. And I don't want to push you away from buying resale. I really don't. But these are things that you have to think about when you're buying a resale home. And when you're buying a new home, listen, somebody's probably already pooped in those toilets too, because there are contractors that work in the new homes as they're building them. And then once the water works, well, they may have to use the bathroom. And I'm pretty sure that contractors don't want to go to the porta potty that everybody's been using and just funking up all for the last 7 months or 10 months while they've been building a home. So somebody's probably already used your toilet as well. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it happens. Now, in this resale home, you're going to have certain warranties that may expire. You may have a home warranty that may convey with the property that may have some time in it, but home warranties, they don't cover every single thing. Home warranty, just because you have a home warranty, that does not mean every single thing is going to be fixed. It's covered. And then appliances. Sometimes your appliances have different coverage depending on the age of the appliances. You have to have a separate coverage. You have to make sure that your home warranty has your appliances covered, because if your manufacturer's warranty is up and then something breaks, well, the cost of it may be so expensive that you might as well be better off buying a brand new set of appliances. Who knows? But these are things that you should consider when you're buying a resale home. Also, depending on the age of the home, some homes, especially here in Las Vegas, they come with a 10-year structural warranty. So if you bought a home and there's time left and since the home has been built and it's before the 10 years up, you'll have a structural warranty. So if you bought a home and it's something wrong with it and you're like, hey, I really don't understand what's happening with this wall, with this foundation, with the roof, whatever the case may be, you can go back to the builder and say, hey, I have this warranty, submit it to the warranty department, and by law, they would have to honor it. I can't say when it would actually get done because a lot of the warranty departments, they are very, very slow. Once they have your money, it's really at their discretion when they can get around to it, especially in our market where inventory is so tight. The builders are busy, contractors are busy. So to try to get a contractor out to fix something that they've already made their money on, it's kind of like, I'll get to that when I can get to it. Now, resale. We've talked about resale. Now, new homes. This is the best part about anything new. The new shirt you just bought, the new pair of shoes, the new car, the new house. It's incredible when you get to pick out every single thing that you want. You go, you look at the lot, you decide that that's the lot that you want to build. You find a piece of land, you go to the developer and say they have these floor plans to choose from and you want to buy your dream home and build it. You get to pick out your flooring, your cabinets, your countertops, the color of the wall, the texture, the toilets, everything you get to pick out. I don't have some weird obsession with toilets. It's just one of the things that one of my clients most recently brought up to me, and it was pretty freaking hilarious. But I want you guys, and it's actually pretty common that people think about that because it's kind of weird when you're actually thinking about it. But when you're buying a new home, it's a great feeling to pick out all the things that you want, but it comes at a price. Builders make more money by putting a lot premium on the land. As you build the home that you want, that floor plan may be highly desired, so you may pay more for building that floor plan. And then you don't get a pool in your backyard or landscaping, so you have to do that as well. You don't get lighting fixtures, so you have to purchase lighting fixtures. You don't get window coverings, so you have to get window coverings. You don't get all of your appliances, so you may need to get a refrigerator, washer, and dryer. And this is after you have picked out everything in your home. And now you have to put all these things in it. That's some of the cons of buying a new home. And I don't want to scare you away from buying a new home because I absolutely love new homes. But these are some of the things that you should think about when you're buying a new home. And the pros, there are more pros. Nobody's ever lived in it before. It's 100% yours. You get to pick out everything. It's your taste. You've got your Pinterest board together. You've done all these things. And now it's like, hey, this is my home. I designed it. I got to pick every single thing out. It's brand new. It even has that new home smell. It feels amazing to be in your own home. And that's really, really cool. Now, what people don't really understand when they buy new homes is that this process from building, from picking out the lot to getting the keys of the home, it's a roller coaster. It's a long road and things happen. So there are things that you need to look out for and be okay with during this process. Your home may sit dormant for a certain amount of time. And this has to do with materials, and especially because of COVID, things are taking a lot longer to be delivered. So if you're getting your home framed and there's a shortage in wood, or there's a shortage in framers actually, because they're so busy. Like when the Raider Stadium was being built, there was a shortage in framers because they were all framing that giant building. They were framing the sphere. They were framing all these different things. So housing was being slowed down, which means the cost of homes started to go up. So now you're like, hey, I got this concrete slab. When the heck is my home going to start being built? Oh, now it's being built. Great. I finally got the wood up. The sticks, my house is framed. I see all this wood. This is so cool. And then it's just sitting there. And then bam, I have windows. What in the world is happening? Then I have plumbing. Then I have electrical. I have drywall. I have insulation. I have all these things, and it's coming in pieces. And there's no real rhyme or reason or timing to when it happens. It's just a matter of when the trades are available. So don't be discouraged as you're watching your home and it sits dormant for a little while. It just has to do with the timing of the builders and being able to get the trades or contractors there to do the work. The next thing I want you to think about is when the home is the walls are closed up, things are happening. Sometimes, especially here in Vegas, windows break. This is just a part of the construction process. Somebody comes in, sits a ladder down, it slides off the wall, and now you have a broken window. You drive by your home just to check on your progress, and you're like, hey, I have broken windows. I'm not moving into this home because the windows are broken. Don't be alarmed. These things will be fixed. even when the home is done, the carpet's in, everything is all spick and span, and the cleaners come in to do that final walkthrough to make sure everything is just right for you to close in your home. Then the cleaner, her phone rings, she drops the vacuum, and then there's a ding in the wall, or she smashes into the baseboard with the vacuum. These things happen, but they can be remediated. During this process, a lot of people are unaware from not working with a real estate agent, not working with me specifically, and not having the being prepared for it in advance. So these are some of the things that you have to think about when you're thinking about buying a resale home versus a brand new home. There are pros and cons to both. Now, just because you're paying a premium for a new home, that doesn't mean that you're going to lose the opportunity to build equity. I'll give you an example. So although you're buying a home, let's say you buy a $500,000 home, brand new, and that's all in. You've picked your design and everything, and all of the options come out to $500,000, including your lot premium. Good for you. You just bought a new home. Now you have to put in the backyard. Let's say you spend $50,000 in your backyard, and you had to put in, a nice small pool, maybe a spa with it, and some nice little trees. So now you have $550,000 into your home. Now you need to do window coverings and lighting fixtures. Let's say that's another $20,000. So now you're at $570,000. And if you're with me and I'm your real estate agent, I'm going to make sure that you pick the right options, one, that build value, add value into your home, and you actually love it because you have to live in it and you ultimately have to pay that mortgage. But I want to help you not overspend in that home. And if need be, we can do some of the things like backsplashes, wall decor, accent walls. We can do all that stuff after the fact, so that way you won't have to pay a premium. And then as you're living in the home, you would actually be paying interest on something that could be done after the fact. So now that you're into this home for $570,000, what are we going to do if you have to sell it? Hopefully you bought in the first phase. And when you first bought your home at 570, most homes were closing between 570 to 600,000. Now it's a little bit of time has gone by, and the community has come to an end, and maybe they've sold the model homes for $750,000, but you bought yours for $570,000. Does that mean that you can sell yours for $750,000? Not necessarily. I've seen in some scenarios where a home has sold as a resale home higher than the models. It is possible. I actually just did it about 3 weeks ago. My client bought that home for $1,350,000, and I ended up selling it for $1,625,000. They also were in a community where homes were kind of selling in the 1.2 to 1.3 range, but the models ended up selling for about $1,375,000. And I knew that he was going to be the only game in town because there was nothing else like his home in the market. So I was able to get him an absurd amount of money for his home, and that was a record-breaking sale. And then I went on to sell other homes in the community that weren't as decked out as his for about 1.5, 1.450, 1.6, things like that. But back to the topic, you are able to get top dollar depending on the options that you put in your home. You can demand a higher price depending on the lot that you have and depending on what you put inside of your home and things that you've done after the fact. Just because you think your home is really nice, that doesn't mean that somebody else is willing to, pay top dollar for it. But you can utilize the model home selling to, especially if it's the same exact floor plan, you can utilize that price per square foot on your home. Now, resale homes, sometimes, as they say, you don't wait to buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. You can buy a resale home and sit on it and hold it for a while. It doesn't guarantee that it'll appreciate, especially if you're the most expensive home in the community. So just because you buy a resale doesn't mean you're going to get a better deal on it than a brand new home. So keep that in mind. Make sure if you're going to buy a new home, you call me. And most importantly, if you buy a resale home, you call me. And even more important, if you're selling a home, you call me. Pick up the phone, call Hoops to Homes, 702-883-7845, and add me on all social at Hoops to Homes and my personal account, Sam Coleman Jr. I will see you guys on the next video. And if you find value in this video, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Thank you guys so much.